300 to Stockholm via Passau. Departure 9:51 a.m. Delay today by about 55 minutes. This is due to signal repairs. We apologize for any inconvenience.
An hour, then unfortunately we have lost some more time on the way to Padborg. We can only hope that we will win back some time on the way to Copenhagen, Malmö and Stockholm Central Station. There's a restaurant in the morning.
Information zu IC 306 nach Stockholm über Passau. Abfahrt 9:51 Uhr, heute circa 30 Minuten später. Grund dafür ist die Reparatur an einem Signal. Wir bitten 60 Minuten später. Grund dafür ist die Reparatur an einem Signal. Wir bitten um Entschuldigung.
We apologize for the delay, which were due to signaling problems. In the middle of the train, you will find our
About an hour, and then unfortunately we have lost some more time on the way to Padborg. We can only hope that we will win back some time on the way to Copenhagen, Malmö and Stockholm Central Station. There's a restaurant on board located.
Also, like it's very similar to the IKEA meatballs.
Yeah.
Since it's free on the menu in the bottom it says use not right now at least.
Especially Lviv is the second or third largest city, so it does get targeted, even if it's that far west.
Nach Flensburg. Planmäßige Abfahrtzeit 13:42 Uhr. Heute um 13:43 Uhr von Friedrichsee 578. Nach Friedrichsee um 14:21 Uhr. Gleis 1. 4 weitere Anschlussmöglichkeiten.
but at least it's cool.
hälsar vi alla nybestigna välkomna ombord på snabbtåget 306 som har slutstationen i Stockholms central. Vi lämnar Malmö med 83 minuter. Makes it today smaller. With that said, we hope you have a pleasant journey with us.
Istället för 39:42 som hade ursprungligen avgångstid 17:30 från Lund central.
And that one
I
is
think
late.
we went on that bridge with the bus.
Yeah, loads of roadworks and it's really, really bad.
Yeah, it was a long traffic. The bus was
But it really depends on which field you're on, what kind of activity stuff you have.
most things you like you see and you want to take a picture with the camera, it gets worse.
Things like shower and everything, the dining car, it takes you up to Rovaniemi where you have like exactly.
But I have a better.
My German ones. It's more of a whole cruise experience.
Jag försöker att göra en extra tid runt omkring er och se så inte råkar glömma några av era
On the way?